Today is the devlog 1 of my dream game, and it'll be the first episode that I'll be showing the development of the game, what I have done so far. The last video I was showing the devlog 0, basically the idea of the game, what I intend to do, how the game will be. So if you missed that episode, you can just go back to devlog 0, watch it, or if you want, I just can give you a quick overview here. So basically it will be a mythology-based game, will be a card game, deck builder, where you'll be able to fight battles. For example, you can see this prototype map here. You'll be able to use the type of folk you play with, Vikings, Greek or Egyptian, and we'll have a nearly open map. We'll have some sort of limitation, but you, depending on which folk you choose, you will be spawned in a different place in the map, and you can go fighting different troops, different monsters, and eventually you go building your deck to be powerful enough so you can challenge a god and fight a god. If you want to see more details, go back to the devlog 0, because the focus of this video will be the development of the game so far, what we have so far on our devlog 1. So just going over here, Godot. I have some recordings here from the first things I've done in the game. Basically, I draw this myself, is an idea just so you can see. This supposed to be the cards. You see these 5 cards of a Spartan troop that I drew. I did this drawing myself, so I have drawn this. I also have drawn this, what you can see there, the battlefield. I know it looks ugly. It's hard even to look at the colors all out of the place. I'm terrible at art. Art is my Achilles heel. My Achilles heel is art, so I'm good at the development of the game. I'm good at the program side of the thing. But on the art side, I'm doomed. I'm doing my best and I try to improve as I do. But I'm really proud so far what I was able to do with this Spartan unit. That will be, this Spartan unit will be part of the troops that you can use as a Spartan. So far is the only thing I draw to the game. This first development, I just tried to start really basic, so I just could start. It started by having just the cards showing there on the screen. This is actually a video I did. So you can hover over the cards and the cards show the attack of the unity, the health points of the units, and it's still a bit off. It was one of the first parts of the prototype. So eventually I implemented a feature where you can select the card and you can drag it so you can deploy the troops on the battlefield. Can you see there that the troop is being spawned there? I'm being able to deploy as I select the card and lose the card. When I select the card and drag and drop the card, they are being deployed there. But it just looks weird. You can't see properly that, oh, I'm deploying the cards. And it's all buggy, and you can see the interaction with the cards. You select one card and you can pass the card over the other ones, and the hover was at this point was all out of place. But I thought it was interesting if I was recording few different parts of the game so we can see the progress. But you see, it was a bit weird, and at the moment I was just deploying there. It's just a PNG picture there. There's nothing that the troop can do so far at that point of time. And as you can see here, I did some improvements. When I deploy the card disappears, the unit is dropped and the card disappears. I'm just moving there so you can see like that is not that bug. So if I have a card select and I pass over the reminder cards, it won't trigger the hover. So before, the hover was very out of place. That was progress at that point. And now let's come back here to the Godot engine so you guys can see what I have so far, what changed for the game. I have it open here. My screen there, my stupid camera is covering a little bit. Let me pull to the side here. Okay, the screen is a bit smaller, but you can see, okay, I just hover. This way is better to visualize. You can see I changed the background a little bit. That's supposed to be the prototype. I want different battlegrounds. Let's say if you're fighting Viking in a landscape, a Nordic landscape, so things will change. So I will have eventually different states, but this is a prototype phase of the games. I'm doing everything in just one battleground. It's supposed to be the simplest version of the game as possible. Here, I can hover what I have. I hover the cards. the card showed up with, oh, it's a spearman. Suppose this to be a Spartan, but since it's just a prototype, I took the Spartan that I draw and I got this drawn and I want to make it as a spearman, just to simplify. Now he's a spearman. The Spartan got demoted to a basic spearman. But I'm really proud actually of my art there, but I still have to do some improvements, but I will have so far. I left one troop deployed here, it's supposed to be the enemy. There's start battle here, so when the player is ready to battle, you can click here. Now I click, nothing happens. Why? Because player didn't drop anything. Another cool thing I did, like let's say I hover over the card here, and I drag. When I drag, the card gets small. It's really cool. But if I try to drop the card off the spots, the card just goes back. So the player will have to drop the cards on this predefined deployment block. So I could deploy here, here, or there. So I'll deploy here in the back. Boom. Have these spearmans, they deploy a unit of a troop of 5 units. And if I want to deploy another troop here, I can't. So I limited. You cannot deploy the troops the same spot. This is so the player can do the strategy. If I click start here, the battle starts. Woo! Started. And they go charging at each other and there's no battle yet. It's weird. They just go there and it's nearly like an American football match there. Like they just go and start hit each other. Just kind of a rugby match. There's no attack yet, no animation. They just go sliding against each other. I just started the game again, so this time I'll deploy all the troops. I deploy this one here. When you see when I select the card, and if I don't deploy, just lose, the card goes back at the right spot where the card was. But if I do deploy the card, the grid adjusts there. The slot carry the card back to a spot there. This time I'll deploy all then, so just we see what happens. Fight! And there they go. Just by looking there, you can see already some bugs. You can notice like some units is on top of the other and looks weird. So I have to fix this bug by programmatically order the cards. If one card, not the cards, the troop, the unit, if one unit, one soldier is on top of the other or above the other, maybe I can have to consider the y-axis there. When there is a soldier on top of the other, I have to reorder them to be back on the order sequence. Otherwise, it will look like we can see here a troop on the top of the other guy's head. Shouldn't look like that. So if a troop is supposed to be ahead of the other, the troop needs to be at the front. The more you go up on the y-axis, you should be behind on the ordering of assets. I need to fix this bug yet. And you see, it's just weird. They go like they try to push the enemy with the shield, and because I just have one type of soldier, it's a bit weird because the enemy and my troop, it just look all the same. And you can see I did an art here, amazing art. As you can see, my ability of doing art so amazing that you shocked probably by now. And looks like I don't know, some South Park type of art. That's the level of the art I am at the moment. I'm trying to get better. Let's see how goes. Can I, with this art, do a full game? I'm not sure yet. Will I eventually try to hire someone to do the art for me, or pay some freelancer? Possible, I don't know. I would like to do everything myself, just because it would be cool. I like the challenge, you know, of doing yourself. I'm not good at art, so I would like to do art and draw cool stuff, you know, like I like to have nice drawings. But let's see what I get to do eventually. I had some bugs at some point. Let me see here if I can show you the bug. Like I had at some moment, at some point of the development, I should have recorded. I thought I had recorded, but I can't find here. So basically when I select a card and I drop the troop, when I deploy the troop, and I go back to scroll over the cards, to hover over the other cards at the player's hand, the cards would just get kicked to the side, and it was so weird. Like, so eventually I fixed this bug by predetermined just to specify a very specific slot of the card. So I basically define, oh, here is the slot of the card. Let me show on the engine. Here you can see is predefined. You can see here is predefined these 5 slots for the cards. That was the solution I found, because I was doing at runtime first the cards where it is deployed there. I had a fixed location for the card when the game just started, but this was messing up the calculations when I was after dropping the troop, or after dropping the troop, the cards at the player's hands would reorder, and the moment the reorder, if I hover over the cards and the cards would be kicked to the side, was a mess. I should have recorded, like I thought I have done, but I can't find, so probably just lost it. But eventually, yes, I fixed, and that's the important thing. Next steps for the game. Next steps for the game is I need to fix a few bugs. At the moment, even when I just started the game there, you saw the cards kind of just jumped a little bit. The soldiers just jumped. It's because I need to improve the area, the collision area. The collision area is also colliding with the units, the player's units. So I need to make just to collide only with the enemy troops, not with the player's troops. So the player's troop will have some possibility to overlap the other. One troop of the player can pass the other, not just hit them from behind. They'll be able to pass over the other. So far they do a bit, it's a bit buggy. I need to improve. Other thing is I want to add the attack, so the troops, even though I don't have the animations yet, but the troops can attack the enemy troops and eventually kill them, and we have like a victory scenario. And we start being able to play with damage, the amount of damage the troop can do, the healthy points of each soldier, so will be more interesting. That will be an interesting part. I'll develop next steps, we'll be developing more the battle system, and that's really cool because the battle is the core of the game. That would be really nice and will make me more excited to add the different troops. What I'm playing for the game so far, since that's the type of art that I will have at the moment, I'll be developing the game and doing silly art like you can see here. For now, I'll be doing this type of art, different troops. I'll limit myself to this ugly art so the game can progress, and eventually if when I open the Steam page and if there's a nice traction, there is people interested in the game, let's see how it goes. Eventually I hope that I will be confident enough to either dedicate more time on myself to do some definitive art that I want to see in the game, because when I eventually want to do a demo for the game, to launch the demo on Steam, I need the demo to have an art that I'm proud of, an art that I'm thinking that's the like of art that will be on the final stage of the game. Maybe even we'll pay some contractors, maybe I pay some freelancer to do the art for me. Not sure yet, let's see how it goes. I already said in the last video, the game already has a name, but I don't want to disclose yet because I don't have the Steam page and I'm just afraid to say the name, and in case someone copies, it's a bit silly, a bit stupid. But the name of the game I think is really good for the game, is self-explanatory. Just by hearing the name of the game, you know what the game is about, so I thought that's a good name and I'm afraid to lose it. So as soon as I will have the Steam page up, I will come here and share the game name. And of course, this is just the Devlog 1 and I'll be sharing all the progress of the game with Devlog 2 and so far. Hopefully I see you in the next video. Bye.